Just leaving the Big Meadows Lodge. Lots of haze out there. Supposed to be 90 today. It's gonna be hot, like really hot. So lots of water. Not much I can say to add to that view. This does not look promising. I gotta get in front of this bubble in a hurry. It's a lot of people to pass on the trail. Hopefully I can scoot right past them right now. Pretty great view of West Virginia in the haze. See a lake down there or something with a dock. A lot of farms. Getting down lower now, getting closer to that valley. I'm not sure if the trail just keeps going down, or I haven't checked the guide, but definitely come down a few hundred feet. Getting closer to the valley floor. It's hot, but this wind really helps. Looking south, back in their southwest bend of the valley. Big part of today was spent coming down from Mary's Rock Mountain, which was back to kind of rough, typical footing. And it was slow, and my quads got stiff, and it felt like different than it has the last couple days. So I think the easy part of the Shenandoahs is probably in the books. I think I'll be exiting the Shenandoahs. I mean, I may have technically exited, although this area is still managed by them. I'm not really sure. I think the boundary might be behind me. But this is a smooth trail, and I'm at mile, I don't know, 18 for the day. Probably try to do a few more. Not really clear what the camping options are going to be, but I can usually find a couple of trees. There's a shelter coming up in like a mile, but I feel like I could do more than that today, so that'd be like 19 miles. I think I'd like to do 22, 23 minimum. So I'll probably keep going and hope I can find some trees to hang in. Well, it had to happen. For the first time on the trail, I just put on bug spray. There's some kind of a biting fly, seems like a deer fly I would call them, or a horse fly, that has been biting the back of my legs where they're exposed. I don't know if that's the place they're biting because everything else is covered with permethrin and they die when they try somewhere else, or if that's just where they like. But we'll see if Ben's 100% DEET works. I probably should be using 30% DEET. I realized I picked up 100. I'll probably go to 30 later. I'm told the 30 just doesn't last as long, but it's equally effective. So I'll probably go with that. But we'll see if at least what I just put on gets these buggers to stop biting my legs. We'll see. Well, I'm ending up day 63. I'm in my hammock. I did about 23 miles. I'm at mile 950 exactly. So in a couple days, I'll hit the 1,000-mile mark. That'll be cool. There's a whole lot of, good kind of milestones coming up. I'm really excited to get out of Virginia just because that's an accomplishment. And then, the states will start going much quicker, as I go through the shorter distances. And excited to get to New England. So lots of good stuff. Body feels good. No real complaints. It was very hot today, but it was a good breeze and that really helped. So it wasn't too bad. It's going to be a hot night trying to sleep. I've got my my higher temperature underquilt and my higher temperature sleeping bag coming down in a week when my wife comes. And hopefully that's going to make a difference because it's really hot and sweaty trying to sleep in this weather. Anyway, met a guy on the trail today who had a question. He said, if you're American when you go in the privy and you're American when you come out of the privy, what are you while you're in the privy? And the answer was European.